All right, now this question, it says in the diagram below, O is the center of the circle. R, S, V, and W are points on the circle, so they lie on the circumference. R, S, and V and WV are produced to meet the T. What's that? Okay, RV and WS intersect at P. And we are given SRV as 20 degrees and ROW as 80 degrees. Okay. The only thing that I can highlight as being important is this part right here, O as being the center, because there are theorems that rely on the center, right? They work with the center. Like for example, there's a theorem that says angle at center is equals to 2 times angle at circumference. Exactly. So O is the center. That's an important piece of information to know about. Okay, so going back to writing, so this is question 7. Finally, we are doing something different from trigonometry. It was getting too much now. Okay, so we have question 7.1.1. I'm not going to divide the page this time. I think we don't have a lot of questions and the calculations are not that big for this one. Okay, so we want V1. We want V1. V1 is this angle right here. Okay, so V1, which theorem do we apply? I'm gonna highlight the diagram like this just to show that how the 80 degrees and the V1 relate to each other. So when approaching Euclidean geometry problems, just look at the information that is given to you. Use that information to calculate the unknown width. In this case, the 80 degrees and the V1, it makes sense to start with that. Like, there's a relationship that exists between the 80 and the V1. It's an angle at center, this one. This one is an angle at circumference. And we know from theorem, I think 2, angle at center is equals to 2 times angle at circumference. So this 80 is equals to 2 times V1. Reason, angle at center equals to 2 times angle at circumference, 2 times angle at circumference, like this. And then we're going to divide both sides by 2, divide by 2. Therefore, V1 now becomes equals to 40 degrees. There we go. Is equals to 40 degrees. Now, we have to calculate angle T. This angle right here. This angle right here. Okay, let me clear up the diagram. Again, you're gonna look for ways you're gonna look for ways to find a relationship that exists between 80 and T. If no theorem can be applied between the 80 and the T, skip to the next angle. What about 20 and the T? Now, one might argue saying that if we had V2, we were going to be able to calculate what? Angle T. Oh, but you still remember, we calculated what? V1 just now, right? It's 40 degrees. So the V1 and the V2 are angles on a straight line. So we can calculate V2 first and work out angle T by using angles in a triangle. So for 7.1.2, we can say the V1 when added to the V2, that gives us 180 degrees, right? Angles on a straight line. Angles on a straight line. So V1, that's 40, plus V2, that is 180. Therefore V2, that is equals to 180 minus the 40, the V2, that is 140 degrees. That's the answer we got for V2. Now we're going to use sum of angles in a triangle. In this triangle in particular, the RVT triangle, to work out the angle for T. So therefore we're going to say angle T plus the V2 plus the angle S, the angle, interesting, 20 degrees S, okay, the angle SRV is equals to 180 degrees. This is a sum of angles in triangle. Sum of angles in triangle. I don't have T. I'm leaving it as it is. V2 I don't have. I have. It's 140 plus SRV, that is 20 degrees, is equals to 180. Therefore angle T is equals to 180 minus 140 minus the 20. Angle T, that is equals to, let's go, 180 minus 140 minus 20. I'm getting 20 degrees. That is 20 degrees for T. Then for the last question, we get we are asked to show with reasons that SPVT is not a cyclic quad. Okay, we are actually doing the opposite now. In many cases they ask us to calculate or show that a shape is in fact a cyclic quad, but now it's the opposite. Alright, so they want us to show that this shape is not a cyclic quad. We just calculated T. We got 20 degrees. Right? We got 20 degrees. And then if say maybe I calculate P4, if I calculate the P4, I can use the theorem which states that angles in a cyclic quad, the opposite angles in a cyclic quad are supplementary. So if I calculate P4, then say maybe I get an 80 degrees. You can see that an 80 degrees when added to the 20 degrees is not giving us 180. So by opposite angles being supplementary, the opposite angles in a cyclic quad should add up to 180. So let's calculate P4. If the sum of the angle between P4 and T, when added, they don't give us 180, it's not a cyclic quad. That's the idea with this. Okay. So, but first we'll have to calculate P4. What angles do we have? This is V1. We got 40 degrees. Okay, 40 degrees. I just need to calculate P4. Alright, I see. There's a bow tie here. There's a bow tie. Let me show you. Let me use a red. There's a bow tie. This is the bow tie. This is the bow tie. This is a bow tie. Okay, so this means that the R1, I mean the S1, this S1 is equals to that V1. Now, what does the S1 have anything to do with the P4? You'll see, don't worry, you'll see. Angle S1 is equals to 40 degrees. Both equals to, I mean the S1 is equals to the V1. They are both equals to 40 degrees. Why? These are angles in same segment. Angles in the same segment. That's a 40 degrees. So here we get 40 degrees. 40 degrees. Therefore, the P4 angle is equals to 20 degrees, which 20? This 20 plus that 20 plus that 40, which is S1, this S1. When we add this 20 and that S1, we're gonna get a P4. Why? It's an angle in, okay, it's the exterior angle of triangle, exterior angle of triangle. So this plus this gives us what? 60 degrees. 60 degrees. I now have P4. Now we can test if that shape is a cyclic quad or not. Therefore, P4 added to T, it's 60 plus 20. I'm getting an 80 degrees instead. 60, 70, yeah, I'm getting 80 degrees instead. Therefore, since the P4 plus the angle T are not equals to 180 degrees, it means that SPVT is in fact not a cyclic quad. It's not a cyclic quad. It's not a cyclic quad. So that is how we show that that thing is not a cyclic quad. Okay, next question, question 8, another Euclidean geometry question.